love Lego.
Nice.
It was all we played with as kids. Our mom, our dad, they've really cultivated it, they've pushed it.
I feel pretty good.
So winning Lego Masters would be like the fulfillment of a lifetime's work. We came in with a lot of confidence. I hope that we break the machine and get all the way to 11. But we've been humbled a few times.
Uh-oh, it's unsteady. There it goes!
You guys did say you're gonna break the machine. The machine is still here.
But we've learned and we've matured in this competition.
We pushed you guys to let your imagination loose. And wow, I mean, this build really, really excites me.
So our winning team is Mark and Steven.
Mark and Steven.
We love sharing what we are and who we are. I really think we have grown. And it's all gonna pay off today.
Man, what a crazy privilege. Mark and Steven, thank you so much for taking some time to talk with me about
Absolutely.
Lego Masters. How'd you guys do again?
How did we do?
Yeah.
Pretty good. We won. Yeah. That's pretty good, I think. Not bad.
Awesome. So the biggest question is where do you guys keep the trophy?
Where do we keep the trophy? Well, we have not received the trophy yet. As far as I'm aware, we've not been promised a physical trophy. It's likely. Season 1 champion Tyler does have a trophy, so more than likely we'll get one. But
Probably right there.
yeah, right there. That could be.
Oh, right on. Yeah, that's a good place.
Or maybe some public display here and there in some areas, temporary display. But if we get one, that's where it's going.
So tell me what was that experience like for you? From, I mean, just sending, well, how did you guys audition for it? How did that go all the way to winning the whole thing?
Yeah, they actually reached out to us for season 1, but our schedules totally didn't work out for that time. But obviously a second season rolled around and then they reached out to us again. We're like, yeah, we're actually both free. And yeah, we just got through all the audition process and got on the show. I think our big portfolio of previous work really helped us carry through all that. So
Yeah, we got to see that throughout the season. You guys did some fabulous work. That pirate hat, and then the way you walked it down the runway, fantastic. That was amazing. And then can you tell me where you got that alligator voice from?
Oh, you mean Burning the Burnt Out Dragon? Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the dragon. Yes, I don't know why I keep calling it a gator.
it is an alligator vibe.
It's got that classic face, yeah. But Burning the Burnt Out Dragon, it's a very deep voice.
It's kind of a southern Eeyore, right?
It's got a southern
Something
drawl,
like that, yeah.
Between Forrest Gump and Eeyore. No, I've always been able to have a deep voice. We're actually pretty big characters. I'm almost 6'4" and Mark's 6'3". We're 6'3", yeah, basically. But yeah, we're big guys and we got deep voices if we want to. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why maybe I gravitated over to alligator, because it did feel like something that would come out of the south, out of the swamps.
A little bit, yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that final challenge? It's a 24-hour challenge. How did you guys break it up? What was the process for that?
Exactly. It wasn't 24 hours. It was over 3 days. So we had
It was 24 hours, but not straight through. It was 3 days. Yeah.
Yeah. It
Okay.
was 24 hours of building, set over 3 days. Clarify that. Thank you. There you go. And then we quickly shifted into you do this part and I'll do that part. So Steven is great at sculpting and characters. So he immediately worked on the big tree guy himself. And I'm pretty good at landscaping. That's my forte. So I was doing the landscape, the waterfalls, the water. And
we just divided the work in half, really.
Exactly. And then we started combining and switching. And so it ended up working out flawlessly.
Yes, obviously, because you guys won. Give me one piece of advice for somebody who wants to get into Lego sculpting.
Lego sculpting. A lot of people use software, and I think that's really cool. A lot of people they do some really amazing stuff. But don't start too big. Work on stuff that you can really handle. And once you learn the basics of, one by stuff, like smaller spherical elements, working how to adapt the spherical element to other shapes. Like if you make a Lego ball, we'll try making a Lego light bulb, extend
Or
from there.
cylinder,
You can start small, that's okay. And once you start small, you can apply bigger stuff with a similar structure. So yeah, it really helps to just don't overwhelm yourself off the bat.
That's very, very good advice, even for somebody who just wants to start small with Legos in general. I think buying the bigger models maybe not the best idea if you've never done it before.
No, get ease into it.
So how long have obviously you guys have been building Legos together since you guys were kids. How did that help your relationship and over the years?
Right. So, yeah, we've been building since we were 6 and 5 respectively, and often building together. So, I mean, we don't even have to say more than a word or two before it's immediately understood what we're trying to communicate. Yeah. So that kind of ease of communication, that intuitive knowledge of each other's inner workings really helps. I think it really shows when you see 3 brother teams in the final, right?
Right.
Yeah. It's like that kind of relationship is so strong that it really gives you an edge in this kind of very team oriented challenge.
Very team centered. Yeah. And you see that in full display when we're building separately. You see our 2
Yes.
styles separated and then put back together again. Now, when we're together from the start, we can combine those 2 styles and differences because we know them so well and put them together. But it's interesting to see it when they're split up. I thought that was an interesting challenge.
It was, but you guys did such a phenomenal job at ended up putting it together. You guys did great. Was that the first time you guys had competed in a competition when you guys were going head to head with other teams, or had you guys done some things like that before?
No, we've done quite a few contests over the years, actually. If you go to a Lego convention, that's basically a contest as well. We've been to many of those over the past 10 years.
We've done contests online, even team building contests. We were both working against other teams of builders online, like specifically challenges, like in episode 10. And
so we've actually been doing a lot of not to brag, but we've been doing a lot of contests over the years. One of the reasons they found us was our online presence, and one of the reasons we had an online presence was winning contests. Yeah,
Phenomenal. That's great. So I mean, this is just another feather in your guys' Lego career caps, I guess.
Next step.
Next step. It doesn't really get past this, though. I think we hit the ceiling. Yeah.
What was your favorite challenge, and what was your least favorite challenge of the season?
Ooh, so I have a lot of favorite challenges, but my favorite one is Burning the Burnt Out Dragon. You know, we got to do the puppet show with the voice and everything. It was a lot of fun to team up with other teams, and the build just turned out so good. And I got to work with this guy on a puppet show with Billy Puppet. It was fun. Oh, least favorite though, probably the towers. That was
okay.
I was actually genuinely scared on that challenge. That was pretty bad. We thought we had a good build. Both of us felt really confident going in, but we really underestimated that thing and paid for it.
I think my favorite would be the hat challenge, just because it was so much fun for all the other teams that were competing. So it was just so hilarious to see people walk down with their big hats.
Yeah.
So much. And then I think my least favorite was probably episode 9. Even though we landed in the middle, we just really had trouble when we weren't able to plan together and then try and combine those vastly different sizes and styles. So
not a chance in that one.
Yeah, and then very short build time, 5 hours and 5 hours for those 2 builds.
How heavy was that hat?
About 40 pounds, 30 pounds. Very heavy, enough to scar my forehead.
Oh wow.
Had, like, imprint, almost broke the
Well,
skin.
they had to cover it up with makeup.
They did, yeah. That was a hard one.
As far as the times that they give you for builds, would you consider that a fair amount of time or kind of a shortened amount of time that really only veteran Lego builders can work under those conditions?
Some challenges were really good, like the hanging brick challenge. I felt like that was just enough time. Bernie had a good amount of time as well, the puppet show. But other ones were, in my opinion, way too short. The tower was like 8 hours, which is insanity. A 4-foot structure, holy cow. But then you got the 5-hour ones and the 5-hour ones. That's hard. Also, the mini challenge from the cars with Lamborghini, that was also very short. That was only 4 hours long, if I remember. So yeah, some shorter ones can be hard.
I would say that it's kind of unusual to see builds this quick. Oftentimes people spend a whole day or 2 days or even a week or more on builds to make it really nice. So doing it in less than a day or 8 hours,
Matter of hours,
is really, really short.
That's pushing. Yeah.
What is something that a fan of Lego Masters that you'd like them to know about being a contestant on the show that they wouldn't be able to see on television?
Oh, okay. So one thing that I will say is when you see people react really like emotionally when people are leaving or things like that, none of that's acting. We actually, in this season, we totally we're just such a huge family of contestants, and we were so bound together, and
with the COVID restrictions keeping us all together because we couldn't mingle with anybody else, so stay in your bubble. We had to hang out for weeks on end, which felt like months because our schedule was so packed. But yeah, it was instant family. And when they had to say goodbye, like you're saying,
It's real.
it was brutal to say goodbye.
So yeah, we all are absolutely best friends. We all chat regularly, daily, today, even after the show is done. So that's something that you really don't get to see in the final edit.
No.
That's phenomenal to hear, actually, to hear that you guys are so close. Before I let you guys go, give me and all other fellow Lego builders some advice, and maybe that you can share your knowledge on builds.
I got one for you. So when you're building your own creation, one thing to really pay attention to is color blocking, and that means you're using colors in a very deliberate and decisive way. So if you're building a house, make sure that this part of the house is yellow, this part of it's red. You know, whatever you're doing, make sure it's very deliberate, not just kind of being haphazard with the colors. Because even we forgot a few of those guidelines and some of the challenges, and it really was detrimental to
really
us.
hurt us.
So if you're really paying attention to what colors you're using, it doesn't even necessarily matter what technique. You get used to those later, but just pay attention to what color you're building with, and you'll actually see some really improvement in your
Oh yeah. Also, don't be afraid to take apart Lego sets. A lot of people are, but don't be afraid to do that. You know, they're meant to come apart. So, you know, challenge yourself a little bit.
Awesome. Mark, Steven, congratulations on your win. It was phenomenal to see you guys, and quite a privilege to get to talk to you guys the very next day. Not many
Great to
people
talk
get
to you, man.
not
Appreciate
get that
that.
opportunity. So thank you so much for your time, man. I'm excited to see what you guys do going forward.
Thanks, man. Absolutely
All right.
appreciate it.
Take care, guys.
Cool. You have a good one.
Thank you too.